My wife lit me up at the dinner table. I'm like, damn, son.
It would be a no, I would say something to you, bro.
All right, I just fired it up.
Okay, did you drop the link so
I'm
I can
about to
share that shit
redrop the
out?
link right now. Copy. All right, this is the link right there.
Okay.
Episode 79. Tweet. Facebook.
Page. Yeah.
Post to Facebook.
And then it's so funny. I do not be on Facebook no more, not like that.
Yeah, Twitter's where it's at, man.
Bro.
Twitter where it's at.
Bro, I haven't been on Facebook in so long. It's asking for my password.
Oh God.
Glad I knew it. Let's see.
Okay. All right, so we are going.
Okay, we're live. Get off of that. And let me open up the link. I didn't even have it open my damn self.
Okay.
Go. Mute it. All right. I want to make sure I can see the chat. That's always what I'm most important about. Let me make sure to like it. Oh, and don't ever be ashamed to like our own videos.
Oh, no. You know me.
Yeah. Let's see, like.
I need all the advantages.
Facts. Okay, boom. Got that ready. Did you tell Brian?
No, I ain't tell that fool yet. Let me tell him that.
Let me see.
Oh, no. Let me get Facebook.com. Oh, it brought me back to Twitter. What the heck? Don't do me like that.
My bad. Oh, I don't know what just happened. That was my fault. Whoops. My bad.
What happened?
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can see you and I can hear you. What happened?
Cool. That was my fault. I don't know what the hell just happened. I clicked something and then it disappeared.
Do.
It was a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, let me find Mac real quick.
Yeah, because we already know how he be.
Mm-hmm. Just letting you know we are going live, punk. Click the link.
Johnny said, just as I got into bed. Oh, man. I go back to sleep.
Mac.
Let's do this. But nah, bro, I'm super I'm glad we're on this. I'm glad we're on. And I'm glad I'm outrighting. Johnny Man on time. Johnny don't play.
What's up, Johnny?
So let me see.
All right.
I can't see any of the stats, but when you're ready, I am ready. If you
okay,
want to go,
I'm watching everything.
Going,
we're still excellent connection. We're good.
Okay.
Fame.
Outride, baby. Hey, Fame. Hey, I'm literally gaming with Fame right now. That's who I'm running with. Thank God I all had a series. If I had the Series X, it wouldn't be no breaks. Like, all right, next one, running. I think the only thing that give me some pause is the loading screens due to me. Fame already be in the game. He be waiting on me. I already know. But if you're ready, bro, we could do the intro and get started. We're on episode 80. Okay.
Get it.
Folks,
79.
Oh, 79. Folks, welcome back to another...
1, 2, 3 man. 1 through 3 please, because it makes it so easy to cut.
Oh, got you. 3, 2, 1. Folks, welcome back. It is Adventures of the Black Nerds. We are on episode 79. I am currently out riding, and I am using a pistol when I should be using my automatic weapon. I am BaronJ67.
I'm XTJones, and that sounds just like you. Pistol
Yeah,
in
bro.
hand.
Bro, you know what? Pistols and sniper rifles are always so cool to me. It's the weird, like, I think I got a weird love for like cowboys and shit like that.
Me
like,
too.
Culturally, I shouldn't have no love for it, but it just, it just gravitates for me. Like most people don't know, and I'm shocked my wife let me get away with it. My daughter's middle name is like people pronounce it Raylene, which is fine, but it's really Raylan, which is based on the character from Justified, Raylan Givens. I named my daughter after a marshal. Like if most people don't know that, but I think it's funny as hell.
At least she got something behind her name.
Yeah, she really does.
Be out here with names. My mom just thought of it.
Hey, no, what's so dope about the character, dude? So one of the coolest moments was he was standing off with a bunch of criminals, right? And they basically all agreed not to kill each other. And he took a bullet out of his gun and he tossed it to one of the guys and he said, "Next time I see you, this is gonna be coming at you a lot faster." And I was like, "Damn, that's dope." Cold.
That's dope. You know how dangerous of a person you gotta be.
I was like, that's some clean shit to say. Like, oh, he a bad man. But yeah, Raylan Givens from the Hollers.
There we go.
But no, bro. I've like, what have you been up to, dude?
I have been Destiny, man.
Oh Lord.
I got back into it because the new season starts in a week. We have a week. Excuse me. So resets tomorrow, and then next week is the next season 14, I believe.
Can you break down what people have been talking about? Because you know me, I live on Twitter now.
Transmog.
Yeah, what's that about? Just real quick, so we can get out the way, because I know you don't want this to be a Destiny show.
Yeah, of course.
We kind of are.
Real quick. Transmog. Don't put no money into it. Your hard-earned cash. Do not buy nothing Transmog. So, with me saying that, basically, it's a feature that you can customize your character in any way, right? So, gear that you've gotten in the past, you would then be able to, like, change what gear that you have now to look like those pieces of gear. Now, what they did was they ended up this is super long story short. They limited the amount that you can get per season, per character, and then they also
the amount of customization colors. What are they called again?
So what happens is you get these materials, which I don't agree with. You get these materials and then you change this gear to make it look like pieces of gear that you've already gotten. When you do that, that gear looks like the gear that you have already gotten. Like I said.
So are you saying I can take my blue gear and make people think I got a legendary on?
It's limited to which ones you can do. So you can do like legendary, but you can't change the look of exotics. Exotics are going to be exotics.
Okay.
Yeah. So but you can change like your legendaries to legendaries.
Is it a way of tricking people? Like, let's say I can fake out my lineup, like something like that?
No. Okay. It's a 100% cosmetic thing. It doesn't make you play any better. It has no advantages in the game. It's just cosmetic. The problem with it is other games have done this before, right? In super similar ways. And you're giving us gear that majority of us already have. And then you're telling us, all right, you can only do 6 or 12 pieces per character. Like, what doesn't make any sense is you're limiting it. And then you're telling people, okay, if you don't want to grind, you can go to our store and purchase the stuff with real cash. Their version being silver, which is the currency you purchase to purchase stuff. And then you can, go ahead and create the character and make it look like the one. Now, I don't have a problem with cosmetic stuff, right? It becomes an issue once it starts messing with gameplay.
That's why I asked, is it a way to like fake it out and like trick people?
It would have been that way if you were able to do exotics. because exotics have a look. And when you see a person with this particular exotic on, okay, you can kind of guess what build they're doing or guess what type of player they are. But exotics, you cannot change the way exotics look, which is I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Problem with this is, once again, you're giving us stuff that we already have, making us grind for it, and then limiting us on it. Knowing that people would take advantage to get every and any piece of gear that they wanted, that they've already gotten, especially if you're a D2 year one player. So that's probably what you've been seeing a lot of.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of transmog. And you know me, I've been out of the community for a minute.
Yeah.
Night, baby.
Night.
Oh. Kids are saying night.
Yeah, so that's the issue with it. The issue is that a lot of people just don't. Or let me not speak for a lot of people, because are
people liking the idea, like, or is it just
some people are excited for the idea because it's something that they wanted, right? Okay. People like me, I'm not excited about it. I could have lived without it. I understand why they brought it back, but to bring it back and then tell me I have to grind for stuff that I already got, I don't really like that. I don't really like that idea.
Yeah, because I think a simple way to do it, I think, based on just what I know, the little I know about Destiny and what I remember, I think it would have been easier if you let people dismantle a weapon. Like, let's say you had a legendary that you really like the look of, and you had multiples, or you already had the print for it. Let me build it real quick for some whatever, and then dismantle that copy.
They have they have the collections, right? The collections.
Yeah, that's what, you know what I mean.
You can go most guns with created roles or curated roles. You can go in there and redraw them. The problem with this is that when they added in random roles, they added in random roles for gear as well. And you may have a god roll piece of gear on a piece of gear that doesn't look good, that you don't like. And since it doesn't look right, you want to change the look of it. So this is where transmog comes in. The beauty of transmog is that it's dope to be able to make the gear look the way you want it to look. The problem that they're doing with it is they're putting it in the game, and they're putting up a barrier, and you can only do this specific amount, and then they're also adding a paid part to it. Now,
is the paid part include buying more? Like that's when I say that, like expanding the inventory, like how you said there's a limited amount.
Everybody's assuming that that's what it is, but they haven't really said exactly what it is, right? I read the TWAB. The TWAB doesn't specifically say, yeah, you're limited to getting 2, but if you want to purchase some more, because what do they look like saying that? They were going to instantly be, people are going to give them shit. But if you instantly, or if you're able to do that, then I can understand like people going out and spending money on it. The problem why they won't see $1 from me from that is because half that gear I already got. I got it.
Gotcha.
I did all of, like, for example, this is the last point I'm going to bring up. Iron Banner year 1, you could get ornaments for the gears, and you had to do specific challenges to unlock these ornaments. I unlocked all of the ornaments for all of my characters, all 3 classes.
Just a little sweaty, just a little bit.
And then which some of those gear sets were the best looking gear in the game, and I do
like my Iron Banner gear.
Exactly.
I've always liked that look, that woodsy 4. Yeah, I've always liked it. And the gold trim, the green, green's my favorite color. Like that.
And some of those pieces were some of the most dope looking pieces in there. And I went through in there and I grinded them out. And then you take them away from me. And then you're bringing them back and telling me, oh, well, you can only get this amount. And if you want more, and potentially if you want more, you have to pay for it. I paid with my time. I then gave you everything you wanted from that. So
that's a huge part. I know you don't want to stay on this too long. I just wanted to bring it up because you're the resident Destiny guy, and and I felt like if I was going to ask anybody about it, I figured you would know for sure and be able to explain it to where I would understand.
From how I was explained, transmog is in a whole bunch of other games. It is. It's all over in a whole bunch of other games. But the way
it makes sense, especially with MMO type games. Like, let's be honest, Destiny is an MMO. whether they want to admit it or not. But
Yeah.
it's that makes sense because hey, I got, like you said, I got this god roll. It's ugly as hell. It
Mm-hmm.
don't match what the fit that I'm going. I'm so many hours in. I'm a god tier, whatever,
Yeah.
dredging your like
Dredging your.
yeah, like like
Mhm.
I'm that guy. But I want my gun to look like I'm that guy.
Yeah.
And but I shouldn't have to spend money. Like, why charge people who already have it? Because that's kind of killing off your base. Because
Yeah.
it's like, now if you wanna make it to where people who don't have it have to pay for it
Hmm.
or go out and earn it, but you can't earn something that doesn't exist anymore.
Just a
So
heads
then if
up.
you want to
Just
make
a heads
people
up.
pay,
Fame says you can skip this fight.
oh, what? You lying.
Yeah.
You Fame,
He
you
said,
lying.
um, okay. Dorky Dev says, as someone who dropped out of D2,
A dorky dev?
Dorky Dev says, as someone who dropped out of D2 before the last big update, I'm just scared of losing all my things I like from the before. If you dropped out before the last big update, everything that you had,
Everything
you
don't
cannot
matter.
use. None of
Yeah.
that matters.
Dev,
You,
I had to go through and he made fun of me and I just deleted everything
yeah, because if
because it,
you
it literally doesn't matter
they
anymore.
sunsetted all of that stuff, and then they reverted sunset. So if you haven't been, I would say this is the perfect time to come back in because they have a lot of guns that you can go get that can do what other guns you had, except for Mountaintop. So, all in all,
Mountaintop is the single shot grenade launcher, right?
exactly,
Why
yeah,
do I know that? Oh God.
yeah. You probably
Oh,
tried to do the quest.
oh. I was
He's
hey y'all, let me tell you something. As much crap as I talk about Destiny, for a long time that game I had more hours in that game than anything else I played. Um
a lot of people did because that game has so much potential to be great,
bro,
but I just know what it is. I know
yeah.
exactly what it is. Like when people argue about specific topics in this gaming community, in this specific games community, I don't feel no type of way about it because I know what it is. You can argue till kingdom come about one specific thing. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, and it is what it is. There's nothing that's gonna change that. So, I just tell people, man, if you're not having fun, there's a
Don't
plethora of
play it.
other games. Don't play it. Don't
Yep.
stress yourself out. But the reason
Yeah.
why a lot of people stick to it is because of FOMO. FOMO is,
Yeah.
man, FOMO. I know that's why I'm there. I don't want to miss out on the God roll this or the God roll that. You know.
I
But
just miss the days of pissing people off, killing them with green weapons.
yeah, Greedy Blues. Hey, they
Bro,
bringing Vote Glass back. If
hey
you ever
bro.
want to run it,
Hey, oh, you said you'd walk me through that one, huh?
yeah, they bringing it back. We can run that. But changing topics.
Yeah, let's get off of that.
Yeah, we're off
So,
Destiny.
okay, so let's move on to, I mean, since we got everybody here and we got a couple people who create content, we got people who review.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna
Shout
say
out
we
to
can
y'all.
jump into Mortal Kombat, right? Shout out to Level One.
Yeah,
I was gonna.
let's save that because you brought up something that was really interesting.
Oh, so you want to save it later? You wanna
Yeah,
talk about
because
it later?
we got everybody in here, and I would love to get other perspectives on this, but I think that's where you were going, right? Or did I? Cut
Yeah, I was
you
going to
off?
talk about. Yeah, no. I was going to talk about the review thing. But
Okay.
if you want to talk about, Mortal Kombat right now, I'm down.
No, we could talk about the review thing.
Okay, so guys, so there was a big hot topic on Twitter today. I mean, among a lot of other stuff on Twitter, but directly about the gaming industry and when it comes to reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as somebody who reviews games, I will tell you, it's a weird situation where I always joke about crunch, like Fame will tell you, I joke about crunch all the time. But the way the industry hands out codes for games, for those who don't know, is oftentimes it's only a week before the release of the game or a week before the embargo's up. And for those who don't know, the embargo is in which the date that you can release the information, you can talk about the game formally, like where you can talk about direct stuff with the game that the company sets in place, that whether it's the PR people, whether it's the publisher, the developer, or both. And they put these things in place called embargoes. Now, I've been under embargo quite a few times, and I can tell you it's pretty cool being able to sit on information and whatnot and be playing a game that's a hot ticket game that's on getting ready to come out and this and that and the third. But then there's some pressures behind it. Not even in the sense of like, do I have to give a good review or anything like that? And like, no, that's not the pressure for me. The pressure for me is the time. You know, you give me a game, if you give me a heavy duty, which this is kind of the type of game that started the issue, you give me a deep, hardcore JRPG. You know, these games on a minimum 70 to 100 hours. You know, I think a light JRPG would be like 40 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You give me a week to complete this, but I still have to do my other duties. It's not like playing this one game is my entire life. You know, at that moment in time, I still have to work. I still have to write other articles. But then on top of all of this, I have to review this game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I personally have not put up a full review where I gave a score for a game that I did not complete. So I want to start by saying that.
Okay.
But I remember when they were trying to when we were trying to land Cyberpunk, you know, since that ship has sailed and we were trying to land Cyberpunk, and the codes that people got, I want to say it was less than a week, and they could only talk about specific parts, and there was no way you could have completed the game like in its entirety in that time frame. So what do? You want to be, because you're damned if you put out a review late, and you're double damned if you put out a review early or on time, and the community finds out you did not complete the game.
Yeah.
Now, some of the arguments that I've seen from other people in the community, some people checkmark people are verified people on Twitter. When you hear me make that reference, some people said, hey, with a bigger game such as a JRPG, after 20 to 30 hours, I feel confident enough to talk about the game because I only talk about gameplay mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a very valid point that I feel people outside of the industry will kind of take a big breath at, because I understand how it sounds. Like, how in the hell are you going to talk about a game you didn't finish?
Yeah.
Like, that's your job.
I am the first person to call somebody out for doing that.
Yeah, like that's your job. How in the hell are you going to talk about a game you didn't finish? And I agree to some extent, but I also understand. That's why for me, and you can go and look on level1gaming.com, you'll see reviews that aren't called reviews; they're called impressions, early impressions. I've done that for quite a few games because one, either they're the type of game where they're not finished in term, like there is no finishing it, like MMOs or like open world, you know what I mean? Like different games that don't technically have in-game content, but there is no in-game. Those, especially when they're early access and I'm not using the full scope, the full like it's not open to everybody, because of course the game runs great. There's only 100 people right now playing it. Like, of course. Yeah. But what happens when it's opened up and there's 10,000 people? I'm throwing big numbers out there. There's 1,000 people trying to get into the server at one time. Like, now, how does the game work? Because it was fun when it was not that many people in there.
Yeah, when it ran smooth.
When it ran smooth, it was fun. And I got you, Fame. Oh, you just got the Monte Carlo back. Long story short, because I know I'm rambling and talking in circles, I just want to paint the scenario for you guys. Me personally, I'm not gonna jump down anybody's throat for, let's say, not completing. I'm trying to think of a game. Like, we'll use The Witcher 3, for example.
Okay.
I personally don't think somebody would need to hit end credits on that game to give a review of whether or not the game is worth your time.
Okay.
And it's funny because you can roll that over into, like, you wouldn't say that about somebody playing a fighting game. You know, if somebody was playing Street Fighter whatever 7 that's getting ready to come out, or 6 or whatever.
Yeah,
You
actually, that kind of
you
leads
wouldn't.
into what I was thinking about. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish what you're saying.
Okay.
Because
But
I
no,
did have a. I was just wanted to
no,
elaborate
because
on
it's like, do you want somebody to completely finish a whole season of Madden in order to talk about Madden?
it. Okay.
Like, I need somebody to go through a whole my career on 2K? And I'm being facetious. I'm being a real dick about this. I'm just throwing out very vague, cheap examples. But then at the same time, so let me see, depends on the genre of game, really. Story heavy games, I'd say so. Strategy game, for instance, no need. Just play enough of it to get a feel. Um, the thing with the story heavy game, okay, perfect example. Me and Johnny, we've been playing Wasteland 3.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even gone to another city yet. You know the way I run around in RPGs, I get lost. I haven't even ran into another city yet, and I'm still technically in the beginning of the game, and I have well over 30 hours in the game. Like, not even 30 idle time, like 30 full, I'm playing the game. I would be able to write up a review and let you know whether or not you would enjoy the game.
Okay.
Or if I read someone's review based on just that right there, as long as they're not trying to tell me about the story and they're trying to tell me about the mechanics and what they've experienced so far, I can go with that.
Yeah.
But I also, and real talk, I get that this is a hot take, especially from somebody on the outside looking in. I completely get it, because it sounds like BS. I get how BS it sounds. Like, well, how the hell you gonna give a score on a game that you didn't complete? Well, most people, and then somebody brought up a point, and this it's a funny jab. Most people don't beat games. Most people will only play so many hours of a game. And if you want the proof, and the easiest way to find proof is go in and look at PlayStation, the PlayStation completion rates of games.
Mm-hmm.
Like it, I put it this way: the highest completion rating of a game to date, next to Spider-Man, is The Last of Us 2. But remember, The Last of Us 2 got the most complaints. So that was one of the most, not industry-wise reviewed, I'm talking about consumer.
Yeah.
So people talk crap about the game, but it has one of the highest completion rates on PlayStation. But guess what? I want to say it's only like 50-something%. It's not even that. I'll say 60, giving it leeway. And I could, correct me if I'm wrong, and we can find the info. Matter of fact, I can look it up right now. Fame, add me when you're ready. Let me open up my game.
So you brought up some good points, right? And from, I think your perspective of that comes from you doing both, right?
Yes.
You not only do you play video games, but you also review them. You're a part of that industry now.
And then I grew up reading
and
Game
that.
Informer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was
That's a good point.
I got posters with the editors and stuff signed. Like, I was an avid Game Informer.
Yeah, we still got some in crates and stuff over here,
bro. Man,
and the beauty. So the beauty of that is you get both perspectives. Now, as a fan, we just recently talked about this in our previous episode, which is up on the channel. That how understanding that a lot of people that you're reading these reviews from, they probably never finished the game, right?
Sidebar. Based on Statista, Marvel Spider-Man has the highest completion rate of open world gaming titles, and it's 50.8%. And that's Spider-Man
ever
overall
on
as
PlayStation 5.
No, this is overall completion rate of open world games titles on PlayStation.
Okay.
As of March 2021.
I don't know about that.
This is Statista. But no, it's not that shocking, bro. People don't beat games. People just like to talk about it. People don't beat games.
Okay, when you say ever, that's lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, since they could start grabbing statistics.
Bro.
Damn, that's crazy. If that's true, that's crazy.
I'm thinking this is just modern games because it only
Okay.
has the oldest game on there. I would say is Red Dead Redemption 2 or Horizon
Oh
Zero Dawn.
yeah. Okay. So what plays a huge factor in that is remember, and that's why I had to ask those questions because I'm like, that like you know how many times people probably beat God of War 3? How many people beat God of War? Like you're looking at these old games. You know that's why I question it. But to hear what you're saying now, the reason why I would say that that's true is don't forget what time we in. You know we're in the opportune time to enjoy a game without even touching the game, and that plays a huge part in it. But as a avid game consumer, right? I could call myself that. I feel like I consumed enough video games over my lifetime for both me, my kids, and their kids. But a lot of that comes like I gotta like as I'm sitting here.
Dev said he has an example when you're done.
Okay, so and Dev, don't be shy. You can go ahead and drop that in the chat.
Just go ahead and drop
for
it.
Sure,
we'll
got to it.
Yeah.
So you said that right, and I'm thinking. The reason why I had a huge problem with that is remember time is different by my standards, right? I'm looking at it from my era of gaming. Just go back as far as PlayStation 2, right? Where a multiplayer game wasn't as prevalent and you had to beat a game, right? We all beat Metal Gear.
That is true.
We all beat Metal Gear Snake 3 Snake Eater. We all beat them. So as you started to talk, I wrote down a couple things like, you know, when you let's go over Dev's. What did Dev say?
Look into your games library and what games you started and did not finish, and just sit it on your shelf in Steam library, bro.
Oh yeah, that's once again.
I have a whole article series called "My Backlog Journey."
Once again,
you know how many unopened games I'm looking at right now? Like
you and me both.
Games.
You, me, and the rest of the world, I would assume, have tons of games that they've never touched, right? But why did they go get it? FOMO. They probably pre-ordered it, pre-order bonuses, things like that. And that's a good point. But think of like when you got into gaming. Back when I got into gaming, you completed the game, right?
True.
If you didn't complete the game, you didn't. You know, 9 times out of 10, that was the game that you got, and that's the game that you're going to have for a little bit. It didn't get like that until I started getting my own money, because now I can purchase whatever I want. I can go buy whatever I want, whenever I want, you know, because I had the funds to do that. Now, like I was saying, as a gaming consumer, like I look for a lot of things, right? But there's so many games have different aspects now. So like when you're comparing, like you brought up like Madden, right? And I know you said that you were being super like
I was being a facetious. I was being an ass about
it. Yeah. But the reason why like I would expect like a short review for that compared to something else is, you know, most people only care about like the gaming mechanics, right? The storyline in that game, I don't think people care about, because the storyline is the storyline, regardless if the gaming mechanics is good. That's one of the industries where the story is gonna be whatever. We trying to get over the story as fast as possible. Whereas when you look at games like The Last of Us 2, right? Which I haven't played. I've watched a ton of people play it. I don't think I need to play it to understand the frustrations people had behind that game, where the story wasn't as what they wanted it to be, right? And you beat it. You beat The Last of Us 2. Bro, and shout out to Drew. Shout out to Drew, because all week I've been seeing his frustrations with that game. Shout out to Drew.
Much love, bro.
He literally has been talking about his frustrations. He was playing it to get it over with. That's what it seemed like.
I was too. No, folks, I need you to understand. My biggest issue with The Last of Us 2 was not that it was not fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was long-winded, and there was moments that could have been cut from the game, or this is the one time you'll ever hear me say they should have just dropped the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I have never about any, like, y'all can go
That's
through
a first.
This is the only time I've ever felt like, I would have paid $5 to experience a lot of this on a different run.
So Dorky Dev said that's fair. When we are younger, we don't own as big of a library and the funds
Yep.
to expand that library, and that's a huge thing with me because it brings me to my third point: depth. Like when you look at video games, a lot of video games that are the popular games aren't as in depth as they may seem, right? I'm not
Yep.
talking about type of guns, type of the gun range stat, the damage stat, like all of that is, you learn that as you play the game. But think of the basics behind Fortnite. You either survive or you die and start over again. You survive
Right.
or you die and you start over again. Think of PUBG. And these are battle royale games we're thinking about. Think of War. Like these are the top games out there. So
True.
if these games are constantly getting updated every 3 months, or there new content in them every 3 months or every so often, we talk about, which I hate to bring it up, but it's a good point. Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft
Yeah.
Auto is
Y'all know how I feel about the
Man.
Grand Theft Auto.
comfort
Oh,
games. Comfort games.
are my absolute downfall.
Comfort
and why my
games.
backlog is absolute trash. Because
Play, lose, win, repeat.
yes,
Play, lose,
bro,
win, repeat.
look
because-
what I'm doing now.
Remember our first win on Warzone?
Oh, bro.
We felt like champions. We were screaming. We was happy. What did we do after we won that match?
Jumped right back in.
Right back in. We didn't even celebrate. We literally just clicked play.
Good game, boys. And jumped right back in.
Exactly. So that's
Didn't even change loadouts.
Man,
nothing.
didn't do nothing. We felt
Hey, don't lie, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. What my wife told me today is in my head. Like,
But look. I know I do it more. But look, let me tell you, bro. Funny thing about Warzone, I know how to. I have no problem resting on my laurels when it comes to video games.
yeah,
Like I did a Rubik's Cube once, and I haven't done it again because I don't need to.
yeah.
I completed a Rubik's Cube one time, and that was enough for me. And I was like, I did it.
That's
Good.
it. I did.
So with Warzone, I think we got to a point where we were like top 10% in the world with wins.
Yeah.
I think I got like 15.
Well, you did. You did.
Oh yeah, I was getting wins, bro.
Yeah.
And I hit a point where I was like, I
Shout
don't
out
need
to
play
Johnny.
anymore.
Johnny was there for that.
Johnny man, yep. Johnny man out here.
And so that's, going back to my original thoughts. Those three things, like imagine jumping into a review and some of these things aren't being talked about, right? Or it's missing those, especially what you're looking for. Like, don't tell me that the mechanics is clunky or weird in a game like Outriders, but don't go over like the abilities and stuff like that, right? And that's sometimes in some of these reviews, that's what you get. I'm not saying everyone's like that. I'm not saying all reviewers are like that. I'm just saying, like, sometimes when you go watch your favorite YouTuber, which is the biggest one, like you go watch your favorite YouTuber, they'll give you the super condensed, let me get it out. And that's how I feel about it. They're getting it out there.
Let me tell you this. I don't think I've had a review go over like 1,500 words. And I do my best because I value people's time because I know I don't have that much time.
Yeah.
And I do my best to convey, like, whenever I review a game, I do it from the perspective of, one, who is this game made for? And then two, as somebody with not that much time, how would I enjoy this game? Clearly I played it, but how, like, if I was looking at this, what would I want to know in the quickest amount of time possible without as much fluff as possible? Like, paint the scenario, give me the feel, give me the mechanics, and give me the be technical, but don't okay.
You're okay. That I think that's good to say, right? Because you also brought up a good point that I have written down here. I'm sorry, I had to take notes, being super professional. Is that you don't call them reviews, you call them first impressions.
Yeah,
and I think that's what they should be called. Yeah. If you haven't fully experienced at least every aspect of what the game had to offer, calling it a first impressions is what you should call it, because I understand that there's a duty to get these review out in a timely manner.
Man,
right?
it's a race, bro,
Man,
and it's sad because it becomes a race to the bottom oftentimes.
So now, would you say if a person got a game, spent a week playing this game, and was able to do this super in-depth review on this game, and then put it out there, but knowing that they're late, I don't think, or I guess I'm not asking a question, but it's more of, I would think that they would be doing their due diligence to get all the information out there. Right? That's a true review. Right? That's
Now,
what I would look at. Understanding.
And you know what? Like, real talk, I really just cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, because that was it. That was pretty much my point.
Well, this is like, I'm playing Outriders right now. Like, as we talk, I'm playing Outriders. If somebody reviewed Outriders without, like, before it fully got released, I don't like, which people did do. I don't know if you could have fully gave me the full experience, because, like, did you have online playtest? Did you play with full parties? Did you get because it was like, hey, I swear when the servers were good, the game was great.
Yeah.
And we kind of mentioned that earlier. It's a weird thin line, bro. This is why, above all,
do you feel conflicted?
Yes. No. Yeah. And yes,
I can hear it in you.
I feel extremely conflicted because I completely get it. Like, what the hell do you mean you ain't played the full game?
Yeah.
What kind of bull crap is that? How are you going to tell me anything? Well, first and foremost, I can only tell you based on what I got. And if I put in a certain amount of time into a game, especially a game like Outriders, even though I understand that the internet experience and the multiplayer experience drastically changes things.
Yeah.
Like, me having there's literally abilities and gear that makes it to where you heal your party faster. You cause more damage, or you get more damage because somebody's standing near you. Like, all of these things are a part of the game, and you wouldn't have been able to experience that without heavy duty multiplayer testing. And unless you got a part of that or you missed it, which I've seen it happen before in games, even with myself, I've missed the online interaction portion, so I didn't talk about it. I won't talk about it. Like I'm not, because real shit, you put your name out there. Like, my name is on the line. When you guys go to level1gaming.com and you see BaronJ and anything that I've written, my name, my word, who I am, my integrity as a writer, which is funny because Travis has known me forever, and he'll tell you that's something I would never expected to hear myself say.
Yeah, I never. He the
fucking
wrong
hell,
one.
bro. What happened?
He the wrong
how
one.
did I get here?
All right, so let me read some of these comments real quick before you continue. Johnny Man said, I had flashbacks to that day, the horror. Oh yeah, Warzone. See, he was there for that.
Johnny was getting it in, bro.
Dorky Dev says, all right, so all right, I think Dorky Dev hit some points here. He put FPS, which is first person shooters. I think I'm thinking what he meant to say is, or what he's saying is, that you should look for gunplay, movement, gear, and customization from a review.
That's fair.
Okay.
Because when I think about Titanfall 1, even though it has some of the most fun mechanics ever, I hated the fact that there wasn't that many guns.
Yeah, see? And you have that. And those are some of the things that happen.
I'm big on that, bro. Like, I don't even like Cold War is fun, but I just feel like there should be more guns.
Well,
like,
yeah.
I'm big, like, I need something to shoot towards. And don't just make it a slog to make me unlock 5 guns. Like, give me a crap ton of guns.
Yeah.
Like give me guns. Give me some.
Especially when you got 1,000 other games. You got a backlog of game with guns that you could have used.
Bro, if you don't pull the models.
Man. All right. So now he says, open world games, you should be looking for travel, combat, lore / story telling, and leveling. Right? Is that fair? I would say that's fair, right?
I like that.
Okay.
Dev,
and Mac is in here. Brian's in here, and I ain't messing up the algorithm by reading your comment. He trying to mess up the algorithm.
Oh, he talking reckless.
Greetings. So okay, fighting games. Dorky Dev says mechanics, roster, ease of access.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I like how simple that is because let's be honest here. I'm not looking for somebody to spoil the game for me. That's not gonna determine whether or not I'm gonna, like, oh, I need to know what happened at the end before I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
No, not at all. But I need to know that 20 hours in, I'm not gonna be bored out of my mind, and it's not gonna be. See, the game. It's funny. People like to use the word repetitive, but don't understand that at some level, all games are repetitive. It's
True.
just a matter of, is the gameplay loop enjoyable enough, or is it good enough to make you not realize you're doing the same exact thing over and over?
Over and over.
It's like the best magic trick ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about Destiny, bro. We've damn near for what, 5 years? Has it been 5 years of Destiny?
2000 and no, 7 years.
7 years of Destiny.
Yeah, or about to be 7 years.
Think about it. You have never used the words "I'm bored" of Destiny.
Not. Yeah. Okay. Let me just say yeah.
Yeah, because like real talk.
I mean, for 4 years, it sat in my PlayStation, bro, to the point where it had a yellow ring around it. So
that's what I'm saying. So they figured out a good way of taking a gameplay loop and making it to where it's enjoyable and tricking you, because it's all sleight of hand. Like, I mean, gotcha. Elevators. Yeah, that's all. And it's not even disrespect to the industry. Mm-hmm. It's magic, bro. It is truly magic. How do you get me to sit here and play one game for 100+ hours? Like, Rockstar, how Rockstar, like, that's
Rockstar, bro, did it the best.
Bro, Rockstar has people doing car shows within their online experience.
They found a way to run it.
People have legit car meets in Grand Theft Auto Online. People have been playing Grand Theft Auto Online for not 13 years.
It's close to a decade.
Oh, 13? Oh, God.
Something
it came
like
out
that.
2000, what was it, 2010?
PlayStation 4. It lived the lifetime. You don't even got to give me a year. It was 3 generations, yeah. You said. Yeah. PlayStation 3, and the PlayStation 3, yep. All of PlayStation 4, and you got it now again. It's on PlayStation 4. Ha! Gotcha,
bro.
They hit you with it. Yeah. They grabbed you.
They grabbed you, and they did it.
Max said, "As long as you see it, I see it, dog. I'm just not messing up the algorithm." Dorky Dev said, "That long? It's Destiny's powers and gunplay. It's just so good." I would agree with that.
The gunplay is amazing,
because
bro.
There's so many different things you could do in that.
You make bows and magnums, like you make bows and heavy pistols,
and people create different types of ways that they play these games, and it is what it is, man, and that's exactly what it is. So I don't think of nothing behind it. I just when I go to watch a review on a game, this is why I don't watch reviews though. Right, I don't watch reviews on video games anymore because when you go to watch them, sometimes I don't feel like I'm getting everything out of it. If a game interested me, now I do follow the community of these games. Like, you see what happened to Cyberpunk, you see what happened to Anthem,
But I got burned by Cyberpunk. Yeah. Like, and I mean, I'm still looking at it. Mm-hmm. Now let me stop. No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to, what's the last game that burned me, bro? And it didn't even really burn me because I low-key enjoyed it. Alpha Protocol.
Ooh, okay.
Alpha Protocol, and for those who don't remember, it was an RPG spy experience. It was like a weird, not weird, it was a crossover, like, it was like an in-between, like Deus Ex, third person over the shoulder RPG spy world.
Yeah, wasn't it like what's the name of that game? What was it? Wildlands? What's the
it wasn't to that extent, but
what's the older ones? What's the name of that?
Oh,
that
like
game?
a Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon, like the older ones.
Yeah, it was very different. Okay. Now, wild part is I enjoyed it a little bit. I completely seen where it was wrong. and where it fell off from what I remember. It's been years now that I'm thinking about it, but that's probably the last major L I've taken from a game that I've spent money on. I know I'm to a point now, and you can say it's because I'm an adult or whatever, but it's like, hey, you're not gonna burn me. I'm paying attention to where I'm putting my money. I know developers. I know I'm looking at who's making it, who's publishing it. I'm looking at who's behind it, how they're like. I will forever remember being nervous about what's that damn game, Fallout 4, because of how many commercials it had.
Ooh, Dorky Dev said
If you
Fallout 76 is my biggest hell.
and you know what, bro? I knew what to expect from that because I mean, let's be honest, Bethesda struggles, as what's the word they use, Bethesda. It has major issues with its single player experiences. So I could only, and then they were building the game in the same engine. Like, yeesh.
Yeah.
Now I'm not a technical guy. I can sound like it, but I am not. I am not a technical dude. I'm not over here like that heavy into this engine. But I just played a lot of Bethesda games, and I've had plenty of Bethesda games crash on me at important moments, or major or crazy wild bugs happen, or bodies falling out the sky, or guns floating in the air. Like I've had all type of crazy experiences. So knowing that I've had that in the single player, I can only imagine it was going to be tenfold in the multiplayer.
Yeah.
So that was why I didn't take a L on Fallout 76. I feel bad for people who did, but like, come on, Dev, you know what games they make. Like when your nickname is Bugthesda, like
yeah. All right, so Johnny just posed a controversial opinion. 76 wasn't that bad. I enjoyed my experience. Keep in mind, it was a year or so after launch when I played. And that's the thing, too. A lot of people don't... You never forget that games can recover. We've seen The Division do it. The Division recovered to an extent, right?
I'm a huge No Man's Sky fan.
No Man's Sky recovered. Destiny has recovered a million trillion badillion times. So games can
remember the first thing I told you because I went to E3 the year Destiny 2 came out, and I got to play it, and I was like, yeah. I remember you asking me like, how is it? I was like, it's more
Destiny 2.
But they took the RNG out, which was the weird thing ever.
Yeah, because people complain.
We ain't gotta go. Yeah, we ain't gotta go that into it. But it was strange.
I know.
I was like,
Dorky Dev responds by saying, "I know, but I was gonna live with the bugs. I just wanted to do something in the game that when it launched with friends. Yeah, because some people played it, didn't enjoy it, and left it. Yeah, that was that. And that was it. So now you wanted to your experience is being cut short because the people you were playing with probably weren't there to play, probably didn't want to play because they didn't enjoy it and it never came back. Once again, games can recover. It's up to you to do your due diligence as adults, which sucks that you have to do it as an adult. And follow these game developers and on Twitter and keep up with the news behind them. It sucks you have to do that, but
it really does. It's whack. And this is where this is putting on the writer hat, the industry hat. I don't like when games. Oh, what happened?
We're at 53. We have Mortal Kombat next. So finish.
Oh God. Yeah. Let's just talk about Mortal Kombat, guys. Find a reviewer you trust. Somebody who plays similar games to you. I got my guys. Shout out to Mr. Matty Plays. Hopefully we can get him on the show. I'm really trying to get him onto double XP with level 1.
There you go.
I've been following Mr. Matty since 2015.
Okay.
And we play similar games, and it's find that person who plays similar games as you and has similar thoughts on the games that you like, because then it's safer to take their advice, because it's like, well, the way they felt about Fallout 4, the way they felt about Fallout 3, the way they felt about XCOM, it's safe to assume if they say a game reminds them of something or is very fun, it's safe to assume that I would probably find some fun in it too. and it's worth me going and doing more research. Because I'm not just gonna take their word on it. I'm gonna go do more research.
Yeah, but also too, that deep dive down Twitch or any streaming services platform.
Oh, I watch. Oh yeah,
that
I watch
just
people live stream games.
dive deep, man. Go to the bottom of the list and work your way up, because you'll see different experiences. You'll see raging. You'll see people who enjoy it, and
My bad, man.
And you can ask questions. So, yeah.
Like, what did I pick up? I picked up Watchdog Legions because I watched people play it and people were having fun with it. I knew that I wasn't gonna play it like die hard for long. I just because of the way I get out of games. You know me. Anybody here, you guys know me.
Yeah, we know you.
But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, let's talk about Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
And how great it was.
You heard the sarcasm. Mortal Kombat was booty. It was horrible. I had more enjoyment watching I can't forget. I think that was 97 when the Mortal Kombat came out, where the dude ripped Jack's arm off and he still had arms. I forget. I think it was I forget what year that was. But the reason why I didn't enjoy this one so much is because of, like, how do you mess up on something like this? Like, even if the story was trash, the action is supposed to be lit. Like, it's 2021. It's 2021. We have CGI. We have everything in the world. Like, how do you mess up like that? And I just didn't. A lot of it was cheesy. A lot of it was why? How did it get there? I had to go and listen to actual people who like fighting games and why they didn't. Go ahead.
No, keep going. I'm sorry.
I had to go and talk to people who enjoyed the Mortal Kombat fighting games and play it to this day and hear them say, like for example, how does Kung Lao complete a fatality and call it out? Like, that doesn't happen. That does not happen. I just couldn't. I felt that was the corniest part of the movie. I just could not understand how the storyline for a game whose storyline is so simple, right? The storyline in Mortal Kombat is the simplest storyline ever. And they went and twisted, turned, and contorted, and added shit that didn't need to be added. Like, one of the biggest caveats is that, how do these people have to find their powers? When did this become Anthem and Outriders? And why does that have to happen? You mean to tell me Kano, every game I played with Kano had a beam in his eye. He had the beam in his eye. He already knew how to use it. Or at least
it was Cybertronic. Yeah.
Yeah, or he had like the thing that shows you, hey, I got one good eye, one bad eye, and I could beam your ass if you. How does he not know how to do that? How? And people say that, which I do agree with. Kano and Cabal were the best characters in the movie. I agree with that. But that should show you.
Why they did horror serial killer Sub-Zero. I thought that was dope.
Well, once again, see, and this is why you, being an adult and understanding that they signed multiple contracts and multiple shit like that, like, you're gonna get the second Sub-Zero. His brother. At some point they better.
Also the story. That's a story.
Of course.
Like,
and
most people, the average Joe probably don't know that the first Sub-Zero is a butthole, and then the next one is the good, cool Sub-Zero.
Yeah, like, the peacemaker.
Yeah,
it's cool.
The one trying to make repay the sins of his brother.
Bro, I could not understand, like, how
there isn't even a damn tournament.
Which is horrible. Oh my God.
Let me tell you this. For anybody who says they like this movie but don't like the 95 one, I do not understand you.
You're confused.
95 was more. Only part I think people had an issue with 95 was Goro getting nutshot and slipping off a cliff. I think that's truly the only real issue. because you had a buffed out Shang Tsung. You had Liu Kang, who was Liu Kang, who was that dude.
Mm-hmm.
You had the dope epic fight.
Mm-hmm.
You had the rivalries naturally like there. The fighting was dope. You had the part. Okay, let me tell you in terms of the fighting what bothered me. We'll stick with that, and then we can build up.
Okay.
My issue with the fighting is you have some of the best martial artists from modern day, like some of the best modern day martial artists. Like you have people from the movie The Raid. Have you guys seen The Raid? I wish we didn't have to worry about copyright. The Raid is easily one of the best fighting movies, like period.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's actually one of my all-time favorite movies. It's who's the dude? I forgot everybody's names. I'm sorry, but
I can bring it up for you right now.
Yeah, please do. But the dude who played Sub-Zero was in The Raid, and he fought Mad Dog, which was the baddest dude in the like. It was one of the coldest fights I've ever seen. And then you get him on this, and it wasn't the same intensity. Now, I don't know.
So that dude, his name is Joe Talisman.
Yeah, man, bro. If you please go watch The Raid if you haven't seen it. The Raid, like, bro, hands down one of the best damn movies I've ever. God tier, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just epic, brutal combat, and that's what I expected from Mortal Kombat. I didn't the gore. I'm shocked I'm glad they went the mysticism route, like they went deeper into their powers, and I didn't think they were gonna go that route. Like you gotta unlock your power. Like I didn't
like that. Like how does Jax? Shax. This is not Destiny. My bad. How does Jax? They built him arms.
Bro,
and then he had to charge up.
He became a Pokemon.
I said he had to evolve.
Hey, he was a Pokemon.
Cole, bro, I didn't understand that part of it. I did not get it. Let me not say that. I got it. I get it. I get the movie.
Did they ever explain why Cole was like? Oh, they did explain why he was so far removed from what's his name? From Scorpion, right?
Why?
They said that it was his ancestor or whatever. At first I thought it was gonna be like his dad, not like his great grandfather or something like that.
I'm not gonna front. I thought it was his daddy.
Nah, I think he was like a few generations off.
I thought they took it from a different timeline. You know, Raiden can do shit like that. That's what I thought.
No, that's what I originally thought. But if I'm not mistaken, it was a thing of like he was like generations off.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Okay.
I feel like if anybody knows, Dev knows.
I don't want to know. Nobody should want to know that.
But Dallas man said the funniest thing. He was like, bro, his literal ability was plot armor. Like that was his literal. Literal ability. Plot armor.
What's the Street Fighter character? Hold on, I think his name is Abel.
I think
his name was Abel. Yeah, he was Abel. He was a wrestling with armor on. He was a wrestler with armor on. With I couldn't believe, like, this is Mortal Kombat. Like y'all had
it's already pre-written. All the rivalries, all the lore is right there. But you know what the big issue is, bro? This is what happens when they take source material and they try to make it for everybody, not realizing that the story was already good enough.
Me and my cousin had this conversation, and we could not agree on that because I'm explaining that part about it, right? Agreeing with everything he's saying as a Mortal Kombat super fan, I get you, but not everybody enjoys Mortal Kombat the way you enjoy it. You're the 1%. You're the minority. I'm with you, dog. You're the minority.
Hey, but you know what?
I don't agree with this. I don't agree with it.
Hey, you know what's funny though?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how the movie's doing.
The movie,
Like
box office wise, it beat out the movie that was ahead of it for a little bit. Let's look it up because the movie was so bad I had to watch it again.
Well, this is my first thought. This is now answer this. If you didn't know anything about Mortal Kombat, would it be a bad movie to you?
No.
And that's the weird thing when it comes to video game movies.
Yeah.
Because us as fans, we go in thinking they're gonna give it all like this isn't manga. This isn't manga to anime. Like usually manga to anime is pretty spot on. And they rarely veer from the source material.
But
rarely.
this is one of those examples. This is why we complain about so many different movies. This is why Justice League got in so much like I don't know how people aren't seeing this. How people aren't seeing this, I don't understand. Mortal Kombat did 122.2 million the first week. I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. You have the story. You have the video games, right? We want that plus the action. Like I said, even if the story was super simple, super straight to the point, if the action is what we all expected it to be, I would have been fine with it. There's plenty of movies
that would have been more brutal and more intense combat, and not like I'm gonna tell you this cheesiness. I expect.
Mm-hmm.
I expected cheesy. It's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
like you're watching dudes get their spines ripped out, and then you got things like babyality.
Yeah,
like babyality. Like, come on, this I'm expecting cheesy, campy, yes, but you make up for it with killer ass visceral. When the trailer for Mortal Kombat X has better combat than a whole movie dedicated to Mortal Kombat, that's a problem.
Yep.
Because remember that trailer, what was it with? That trailer with 21 Savage was dope.
Man, everything you've seen trailer wise, the first 7 minutes of the movie was the best part of the movie.
Yep. And that's why I'm glad I didn't bubble, man. That's why I'm glad I didn't watch it up front because I refused to watch it. I was like, nope, I want to enjoy this all the way.
Let me read some of these comments before we shut this down. Johnny said game movies always in capital letters, have a hard time. I don't know why. Me neither, Johnny. I don't. Dorky Dev said, go ahead. No, say what you're saying. What you about to say that?
No, I was about to call Dev. Because Dev said it like usually the directors really don't know too much about like they learn it as they go. It's not hell, even with Game of Thrones, it came out that the directors didn't know everything. Mm-hmm. Not even in terms of the ending, but they wanted to like shoot. Like, come on, like
this goes back to the reviewing of video games. That's full circle.
It goes full circle.
That's full circle.
Like, I wonder how many reviews out there are of games that weren't really played. Like, I love the call to action where people are like, why don't y'all have y'all games open? Like, why don't you have your gamer tag open? Why don't you have your completion, your game list open? Like, why are you a mystery, but yet we're supposed to be taking your word on it? I was like, I agree with that.
I do think
like,
Microsoft,
that's why our gamer tags are available. Like,
I do think that Microsoft and Sony should elaborate on the trophies, because you can go to somebody's trophy list and see what they completed, because most of the trophies are listed there, and beating the campaign on easy mode or whatever modes, or platinuming the trophy. I don't care what nobody say. If you platinumed any PlayStation 3 games, like, you beat that game. You more than beat that game. You more than qualify to tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly in this video game. Facts. But yeah, man.
So folks, this was a good one. We got to get going. I really appreciate y'all, man. It's been real. Dev, Fame, Rings, freaking Johnny, Mac, freaking Mac out there talking shit in the back. but no, man, I really appreciate you guys for hanging out And make sure to check out all the links below. Make sure to check out Nerds Noir. Gear is available.
Mm-hmm.
We got some new designs up.
Oh,
I'm really pushing. Yeah, I'm really
Go
gonna be
cop.
pushing for a whole RPG like real life experience.
Yeah.
Like the latest shirt up, I don't have a sample on me. It says plus 25 EXP for getting out of bed.
Ooh,
Like I'm
that's lit.
gonna be diving into that. But then much love to Level One Gaming.
Shut 'em
Go
out,
please get
Tone.
all your gaming news from there. Much love to the big brothers, Tone Def Network,
Big dog.
1.5 million podcast. That is a dope network.
Mm-hmm.
Dope people doing dope stuff. I think they were live tonight doing Hostily Awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been real. I'm BaronJ67.
I am XTJones.
Much love.
Peace.
Peace.